Hey scrappy friends, it's Ashley and today I've got a new layout in my Traveler's Notebook. This is the Great Escape Traveler's Notebook from Studio Calico, and I'm also using the Max Outlined Alpha stamp set for my title, and that's what I'm going to start with first. The title is going to be New Friends, and I'm going to use 3 different color inks on the word new. These are some new mini ink pads that I got from Gina K Designs. Since I've been stamping a lot, I decided to go ahead and get some new stamp ink pads, and I really like these, and I've also ordered a few more and some from Kelly Perky, so that way I have a good variety of colors. And so I'm using one of their acrylic blocks that I got from scrapbook.com. I really like these two. They have the grid lines on them, so it makes it easy to line up your stamping, and they're really thick. The ones I had before were very thin, and I always got ink on my fingers, so I really like these. And I actually got the full set that had 3 different sizes, so that way you can use it for a variety of your different stamps. And on this one, I had not taken the plastic off yet, so I had to get that. It was brand new, so first time using this one. And I'm just going to stamp out the last letter here in new, and then I'm going to work on friends. And for friends, I'm just going to use the black ink. I wanted to have some contrast in the title, so I just decided to do the colors on the first word and then just use the black on the other. And I'm kind of trying to figure out my spacing here, and just kind of putting out the word friends to see how I want that lined up and where it fits on my page and the spacing in between each of the letters. And I accidentally spelled it backwards right here and put the D before the N, but thankfully before I actually stamped it I realized that I had done that and changed it up. I think I was doing that while I was still on some medication from eye surgery, so I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. And when I do all one color on a certain stamp like this that has individual little pieces, I like to just do all of them at one time. So I just put all of those on the acrylic block to stamp at once, since I'm using the same color ink, and that just makes it easier. You can go ahead and line them up beforehand, and you just pick them up with your acrylic block and stamp it right down. So you can see I finished up the title, and I'm going to start embellishing. And this was kind of one of those everything in the kitchen sink layouts, because I just kind of grabbed a variety of stuff, just some scrap papers that I had laying around, nothing really like actually coordinated as far as collections, but it coordinated together because I picked it to go together. So this is just a little scallop paper from Pink Paisley, one of Paige Evans' collections, and I wanted to use it as like a little border strip here under the title. So I just kind of fussy cut that and then just trim off that little excess piece. And these photos are actually from the weekend of my niece's birthday party, and my sister has about 8 acres of land, and they actually have a family behind them that has 2 horses, and the donkey is also from there, but he actually goes under the fence and comes over into my sister's yard all the time. And so the kids like to go and play with him. His name is Jack, and you can probably figure out his last name. I won't tell you what it is, but first name Jack. And so he was out, and so we went to go just pet him, and we actually gave him some birthday cake because my brother-in-law said that he loves birthday cake. Every time they have a birthday party and they put the cake in their dumpster or trash, Jack actually goes and gets it out and eats it. So he got his own slice of birthday cake. And the other horses, they stay behind the fence. They don't ever come over on the other side, but we got to pet them and hang out with them for a while, and I just snapped a couple of photos while we were there. And so I kind of layered some papers behind the photos, and I kept both of the photos together, kind of like a little photo strip, instead of cutting them individually, since they were going to be lined up together anyway, and I like that look. And then I wanted to fussy cut some of these little lemon kind of flower clusters. These are also Paige Evans' Pink Paisley collection, and they don't really go with my photo necessarily, but I like the colors. And it's just kind of, like I said, a kitchen sink layout, so I felt like I could add these and just put those on there. I thought they were really cute, and Didn't know where else I would use them, so thought, why not for this layout? And I actually fussy cut two of these. I wanted one on the right hand side of the layout and one on the left hand side of the layout. So I just sped that up a little bit so you didn't have to watch me fussy cut for 5 minutes. And I really like the little colors of the yellow and the green and the pink that are all included. And I didn't cut it really close, so you also get a little bit of that navy in there too. And once I have those cut, I'm just going to kind of use them to create some little clusters around the photo. And since I had those cut, I decided to go ahead and put my layers together for my photo. And the little heart paper that's behind the photo, that is actually from a crepe paper collection. And the other little strip that I put behind it is pink paisley also. And then I use my tiny attacher. I've been using my tiny attacher a lot more since I started doing the traveler's notebooks. I kind of have been inspired a lot by Heba Alsabai. You can check her out on YouTube and Instagram, and she uses her tiny attacher to attach her layers. And I was like, hey, I have one of those. I need to put it to good use. So I've been using it a lot more. I used it on my layout sometimes, but not as much because a lot of times I would stick things on there, and because of the placement and the size of the tiny attacher, you couldn't move to the center of the page or anything like that. But since I'm working on a smaller scale in the traveler's notebooks, I get to use it a lot more, and I really like the texture that it adds to the layouts. So here's some of the extra supplies that I grabbed. This is a little pack of embellishments and stickers that I ordered from Studio Calico a while back out of their clearance section, just to have some kind of little things to add here and there. They don't really coordinate specifically with anything, and they're not from a specific kit, but I can throw those in. It kind of has the colors that I use a lot, so those work great for when I want to add some little extra things to my scrapbook or to my traveler's notebook layouts. And so I'm kind of getting close to finishing things up, just adding another little sticker to balance out those black pops of black on the layout. And I'm going to add my date, and that finishes up the layout. I hope you enjoyed watching my process for this layout of my traveler's notebook, and that I will see you for my next video. Thanks so much for watching.